Hello, this is Ayako Sekiguchi from Philness Kitchen. I've heard from people who aren't good with alcohol but still want to incorporate sake leaves because they seem healthy. This time, I'm bringing you a video about incorporating sake leaves, a superfood packed with nutrients, into your daily routine to help you stay healthy. The wonderful benefits of sake leaves. I'll share various ways to use sake leaves, covering their nutrition, benefits, and convenient uses. After learning this, you'll definitely want to start using them. It's such a cost-effective food with amazing health benefits that you won't want to miss out. So please watch until the end and enjoy your sake leaves life. I've put together everything you might want to know about sake leaves. The main ingredients of sake leaves are rice and koji mold. Once the microorganisms have fermented the mixture and sake is made, the sugars and alcohol are extracted from it. What remains, sake leaves, is a food that brings together all the best qualities of fermented foods. There are types such as sheet, flake, and paste, but they all have the same effect, so you can just use them according to your needs. I keep a stock of aged paste type and sheet sake leaves. This is from Ichino's in Akita. It's kari-sans, but sake leaves can be stored in the refrigerator for over a year. So please choose whichever you like. Now let me talk about the nutrients and benefits of sake leaves. The main benefits are improving your internal health, relieving sensitivity to cold, enhancing beauty, and preventing lifestyle-related diseases. But let me explain these in more detail. Sake leaves are produced through fermentation. It contains vitamins, amino acids, rice-derived proteins, dietary fiber, and oligosaccharides. It also has a lot of resistant protein, which works similarly to dietary fiber and helps improve your internal health. Sake leaves are also rich in beauty ingredients derived from rice fermentation. These components, produced by koji mold, help prevent aging. This is well known. Various beauty ingredients such as acids and glucosylceramide are produced. It's truly beauty you can eat. It's a cream. Furthermore, adenosine works on the brain and mind. It helps calm your mood and is also useful for preventing liver dysfunction and arthritis. In addition, adenosine, which dilates blood vessels, helps prevent coldness, has blood pressure effects, and helps prevent infections, allergies, and has many other health benefits. It also has various peptides and more. There are so many amazing ingredients and effects that I can't even tell you all of them. It's truly an incredible food product. You definitely shouldn't miss out on it. However, one thing to keep in mind is that sake leaves contain about 6 to 8% alcohol. It contains that much, but thorough heating removes almost all alcohol. The alcohol will disappear, but if you are sensitive to it, please be careful. This time we're going to talk about sake leaves, which contain alcohol as a weakness. Let's overcome this problem. It's a wonderful ingredient made from rice and yeast. I'll show you an easy way to get the nutritional components. Most of the alcohol in sake leaves disappears when heated, but the most efficient way to remove alcohol is by steaming the sake leaves. Since alcohol evaporates at 78.3 degrees Celsius, if you make steamed sake leaves, you can store them as they are and use them whenever you want, which is very convenient. This time, I'd like to use a steamer, but even if you don't have one, you can use a slightly larger plate to create some height, put a strainer on top, and steam it that way. Also, you can find special steaming racks at 100 yen shops, so please make good use of those. You can also use a microwave steamer if you have one. That's fine too, but I recommend making sure to generate plenty of steam to effectively remove the alcohol. Use water-resistant kitchen paper or a clean damp cloth and spread it out. And now, the sake leaves. We're going to make steamed sake leaves this time. In that case, please prepare either the board-shaped or flake-shaped ones. If it's too thick, the steam won't penetrate well, so try to tear it into smaller pieces like this and spread it out a bit thinner if possible. If it's about 1 centimeter thick, I think it's best to cut it into smaller pieces with a knife before using it. If you can, peel off thin pieces like this and tear them apart. There's also a method where you dissolve it in water like amazake, heat it thoroughly and evaporate the alcohol, but like this, if you prepare steamed sake leaves in advance, You can use them in all kinds of dishes and it's really convenient. I'd like to share some recipes with you as well, so please try making it using this method first. I've spread out an appropriate amount of seiklis like this. Now, let's start steaming. While the seiklis are steaming, I'll talk about the difference between seiklis and amazeki. Sekilis and amazake are made by saccharifying rice with the same process up to that point. Amazake is completed at that stage. Amazake contains a lot of glucose, so it's sweet. Sekilis, on the other hand, have yeast added and are fermented to produce alcohol. During this process, the nutrients increase even more, and the glucose turns into alcohol and is pressed together with the sake, so sekilis are characterized by having less sugar and more protein, which is produced during fermentation. That's why sekilis end up having more nutrients. That's the reason for it. Both of them are nutritious though. Although it's a fermented rice product, sekilis are an attractive ingredient because they contain even more and a wider variety of nutrients. 20 minutes have passed, so let's check on its progress. It's been heating for quite a while now, so I think most of the alcohol has evaporated, but I'll taste it just to make sure. It's good now. There's absolutely no alcoholic smell from the sekilis anymore. It's really mild and delicious. Okay, I'll turn off the heat now. The sekilis have steamed up nicely. They're so fluffy now. See, just like this. They're so soft, so I'll leave them just like this. You can dissolve it right away, mix it with hot water, and it becomes amazake. That's how easy it is. In this state, it's really easy to use sekilis, cream, and I'd like to introduce various recipes you can make with it. Here we have 200 grams of steamed sekilis. You can use it just like this too. It's already really delicious as a fermented rice product, but to make it even easier to use, sekilis, I'd like to introduce something called cream. However, all you have to do is add milk and mix it. You can also make it with regular milk. If you leave the steamed sekilis as they are, they will gradually harden again. And if you put them in the refrigerator, they'll become as hard as the original sekilis blocks. So while they're still warm, add milk or regular milk and turn them into a cream. For 200 grams of sekilis, use 200 ml of milk. Right now it's pretty soft, but once you put it in the refrigerator, it will firm up, so it's fine to dilute it to about this ratio. Yes, and now it's turned into a white sauce. You can add this to soup or add a lot of it to miso too. By adding a little more, you can really get all the nutrients from sekilis. Yes, it's really simple. That's all there is to it. It's very mild. The sekilis white sauce is finished. Next, I'll introduce a sekilis yogurt style dish. Right now I'm measuring the banana, but if possible, ripe bananas are sweeter and tastier. One banana was about 90 grams. It's okay to just estimate. Mash the banana into a puree using the back of a fork or something similar. Okay, I've mashed the banana. Now I'll add the sekilis cream from earlier. It's about the same amount as the banana, I think. Okay, now add the ground white sesame seeds to that. It's about 1 tablespoon. I know it seems like a strange combination, but when you mix this together, it turns into something like yogurt. This is made with fermented foods using rice, banana, and sesame as the main ingredients. So even though the ingredients are completely different, somehow it ends up tasting like yogurt and you can really enjoy it. Chill this before serving. You can pour it over granola or have it as a substitute for breakfast. This also makes for a simple, nutritious breakfast. Next, I'll show you a way to enjoy steamed sekilis as a base for seasonings. This time I like to use chicken breast and yellowtail fillets. I want to make kasuzuki with the yellowtail and then show you how to turn that kasuzuki into tandoori chicken. We'll be using steamed sekilis for this. I currently have 100 grams and 100 grams of miso. It's the same amount, so we'll add equal parts and mix them together. That's really all there is to it. It's done. This is really a simple base for miso. If you prefer a little sweetness, you can add some mirin. This time we'll keep it light. I'd like to try making it with just sake leaves and miso. Okay, now I'll take out about half. This is a mixture of sake leaves and miso. This time I'd like to use yellowtail fillets here. I'll use a storage bag like this to coat everything evenly. That's all there is to it. It's really easy. If you let it sit overnight, the flavors will blend together, so you can even use it as a side dish for your lunchbox in the morning. Yes, just like this, make sure it's evenly coated. Coat the fish with the marinade. This is the sake leaves marinade I used for the miso marinated yellowtail. I'm going to arrange this into a tandoori chicken style. This time I want to use chicken breast. It will marinate faster if you cut it into smaller pieces rather than leaving it whole, so I'll divide it up a bit, like this. Then I have exactly half the amount of sake leaves and miso from earlier, which is exactly 100 grams. To this, I'll add freshly grated ingredients. The amount of fresh ingredients is up to you. I personally like it quite spicy, so I added 2 tablespoons. Then I also added 1 tablespoon of curry powder to give it a bit more spice. You can adjust these amounts to your liking. Mix everything together well, just like this. Miso, sake leaves, and curry powder might seem like an unusual combination, but they actually go really well with meat. This time I'm using chicken breast, but you can also use pork. I think it would be good for you to try it out. And of course, you can also use fish. Now, just like before, put the marinade in here, add the meat and let it soak. Make sure everything is well coated. Then put it in the refrigerator and let it marinate overnight. You can marinate it for up to 3 days if you like, or you can freeze it as is. You can also do that. It's fine. If you prepare it like this, it will last longer, and it's convenient for things like lunchbox side dishes. As for the leftover steamed sake leaves, just store them in the refrigerator. You can use it in various ways, like adding it to miso, but I also recommend wrapping it in plastic wrap and freezing it. Since it's steamed, there's no alcohol left. You can use it in the same amount as regular sake leaves. This time I'm introducing different ways to use sake leaves, like making cream or pickling beds. That's it. It's simply like fermented rice milk. I think it's good to dilute it with hot water and drink it. There's often a misunderstanding that if you heat it, the bacteria or starter cultures will die and it won't have any value anymore. But actually, our stomach acid is extremely acidic, so most bacteria die anyway. Even if you don't eat it while it's alive, the nutrients produced by fermentation aren't destroyed by heating. You can get enough nutrients, and fermentation also improves digestion and absorption, so it's great for maintaining your internal health. I really recommend using sake leaves safely in various ways. Lastly, both sake leaves paste and sake leaves cream should be refrigerated. They can be stored for about 4 or 5 days, but since the alcohol has already been removed, they can't be kept for a long time. If you want to store them, you should do it like this. The most reliable way is to put them in a bag and freeze them. Make sure to seal them tightly in a storage bag. You can also break them up and use only what you need. So I recommend storing them like this for long-term preservation. I'd like to try grilling the fish. The marinade here is very nutritious, so don't wash it off. Grill the fish with the marinade still on. Since it burns easily, I recommend wrapping it in aluminum foil and steaming or grilling it that way. Now I'll put this in the fish grill and try grilling it. Line the frying pan with some kitchen paper. We'll also grill the chicken with the marinade, steaming and grilling it together. Please cook it slowly over low heat. That way it will turn out nice and fluffy. I've shown you various dishes starting from steamed sake leaves, but now I'd like to quickly tell you about the flavors. Please excuse me for speaking while standing. This is pickled melon kasuke. It's completely different from regular kasuke. The plump, mellow flavor of the rice really spreads in your mouth. This kasuke has a truly gentle flavor. I think it's a deliciousness you can't really experience unless you try it for yourself. There's no alcohol smell at all, so it's really mild and gentle. It's really nice and there are so many ways to enjoy it. I'd like you to try it with seasonal fish. Next up is something like tandoori chicken. This one too. There's absolutely no dryness in the chicken breast. Normally, when you use chicken breast, it tends to get dry, which is always a concern, but by marinating it, it turns out fluffy and moist. It's delicious, with a taste resembling yogurt made from sake leaves. I think it's no exaggeration to call this a truly exquisite dessert. Since there's no alcohol in the sake leaves, it has a really gentle flavor, and the slight tartness of the banana makes it taste like yogurt. The natural sweetness spreads out, and the rich flavor of the sesame is added, making it truly delicious. If you start your morning with this, you might feel really happy. So please try out various recipes using Hiko's steamed sake leaves. This time I introduced steamed sake leaves to make it easier to get the nutrients from sake leaves. By steaming it, the alcohol is thoroughly removed. I think your image of sake leaves will completely change. It will become much easier to use in cooking. See you again. It's no exaggeration to say that it's a whole new flavor. You can enjoy fermented rice products, so please give them a try. I've posted various videos about sakekasu before, and I've also introduced different recipes from various perspectives, so please check them out together. Please take a look at the description box. Thank you for watching until the end. I'll see you again in another video. Thank you for watching.